Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hey there, and welcome back to the show. Listen, today I want to dial in on why beliefs matter. So we just finished Belief Boot Camp. We've been working on this for the last few weeks. This is I think the sixth one that I've done. We've done some live. We're in New Orleans. We're in Austin. We've done it on money. We've done it on business, on relationships, on your health. And this time was all about money. So you may have heard me for the last few weeks, like really dialing in on money beliefs and why that is important. But for today, I want to talk about personal beliefs and why they are so important. I got this thing in my head for probably the last week, 10 days. I'm going to read it to you. And I'm curious how it lands for all of you because it was so impactful for me. You know, sometimes how you'll just read this one sentence or hear something that seems to be so profound. And other people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever, I knew that, or they don't tend to be as affected by it. Well, this is one of those things for me. Listen, I'm going to read it, and then I want to sit with it for a moment and break down some of the words. This is coming from the law of attraction, by the way. You are perceptual beings with a different vantage point, and it does not matter how much information is given. That's the part that really, it doesn't matter how much information is given. You cannot see beyond the vibrational limits of where you are standing. You cannot see beyond the vibrational limits of where you are currently standing. You cannot live or see or experience outside of your own individual beliefs. This hit me like a ton of bricks. Do you realize how much time I spend convincing someone that I believe in, that they should believe in themselves, or something that I see as a possibility? And a couple of things have happened. Either they are kind of like pretending, and I think we're having this communication about it, and I'm like, they got it. And then later on, I find out that they didn't. Or it just goes right over their head. And I assume, right, one of the 4 agreements, I'm breaking the 4 agreements. I assume that everyone understands what I'm saying. Have you had this happen? We cannot see or experience outside of our own individual beliefs. What are your beliefs about life, about the world, about your family, about money? What are your individual beliefs about the world in general? What are the rules of the world? Are they working for you or against you? Is everything always working out for you? Or does it feel like everything is always pushing against you? Does it feel like it's hard to get there? Or does it feel like you're just flowing through life and everything is just coming your way? What is your belief about life, about things that you want, about what you have to do to get those things, or who you have to be? God, this just blew my mind. I hope it does this for you too. It doesn't matter how much information is given. So no matter what I say, what I read, what I try to make myself understand, I can't, if I am in a vibrational limit of where I am right now. I can't, not even for myself. So how many of you have read a book And it kind of made sense and maybe created an impact. And then you read it again and it was like, wow, I never saw that. I never heard that or listened to a video, right? I was watching a repeat of Undercover Billionaire this week. And it was like just the parts, it was like 5 hours, and it was just the part of Grant Cardone with the part that he played in. And he was trying to get like, wake up. I want to make sure I say it right. Pueblo, wake up, Pueblo, like wake up. Businesses, wake up. Come on, guys. Like, we need to start a business here. And it was like a 90-day rush. And I was watching his frustration because he saw this vision and these people were like, bro, who are you? What? And it happened several times, like in the barbershop. And then it happened again, like the meeting, the whole marketing thing that got started. And that with this quote really created an impact for me, because I saw myself, because I was in that vibrational belief or that vibrational standing, that I was standing in the same belief for what I'm creating. Like, I can see it so clearly. And I'm thinking everyone else can see it. Everyone else is hearing it. Everyone else knows it. And I want everyone to do it with me. Kind of like what was happening in the show, like, come, let's go do this. Let's blow this up. Like, I've been looking for partners and like just people who don't want to settle, who want to dream big, who want to just go like blow some stuff up. Let's just go do something with our time here. Let's create something that's never been created. Like, that gets my juices flowing, right? And they're just like, whatever, bruh. Like, why you got to be so crazy? It's so hard. And I notice the difference when I'm at home or when I'm sitting in a room with like highly successful individuals. And I mean monetarily, like they're building something, they're creating something, they have done something out the box. And man, it just feels so, I feel so alive. It's addictive. It feels great. But as I was watching this, I was recognizing, like, even when I was younger, and I remember looking for a job, trying to get a job, but no one knew my name. And like, we didn't have the influential parents, right? So it's not like it was so-and-so's kid, so you just get the freaking job. And so I couldn't get anyone to believe that I could do good work, be disciplined, show up. Like, I just couldn't get anyone to believe because no one knew me. And that's what's happening in this. Is like, no one knows his name. He gets like, the name gets taken away. He's got to pretend to be someone else. There's no connections. And man, you got so much to offer. Like, I remember I wanted to work at the bank. I wanted to work at the police department. I wanted to work anywhere. I just wanted to work. And yeah, no one believed I'd be good at it. No one believed. Couldn't get the job. And it's because they're vibrational, where they were standing and the way that they were judging me or portraying me or thinking about me not being capable is where they were with their experiences of people who they had tried before or worked with before, or it's their assumption because they didn't know who I am, that I'd be like everyone else. Just think about this for yourself, what you do whenever someone offers you an opportunity. Like, let's just say today, I'm like, hey, if you have something valuable to offer the business world, I would love to have a conversation with you and share the vision of what I want to create. I'm looking for partners. I'm curious what would come up for you. Like, what's the first thing? Is it like, yeah, she's probably not talking to me? Or is it like, it doesn't matter to me. It matters to you, so that you can kind of test your beliefs or your belief limits according to the first answer that you hear. Because I've talked to 3 or 4 people I think would be amazing at this. And I paint the vision and it's super exciting. And a couple of things happen. One is I make the assumption everyone's going to be as excited as me. They're not all. I also make the assumption that they want it. Because of the way that I feel, I think that everyone else will feel this way, because this is how it is for us. We see, we feel, we think other people see and feel exactly like us, but they don't. It's not true. And then I noticed like my initiating self, which is so prominent still, it wants to go out and get something and do something and make something happen. And then I settle back in. I feel all of this sensation. I let it die away. And then I move into just being. Oh my God, it's so hard. Just so you know, it's so hard. And I have to be careful about what I read, what I watch, what I believe, because then I get all excited. So I'm like watching this show, I'm seeing the excitement. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll go with you. Like, let's go. And then I see the faces and I'm like, oh my God, how many people have I done that to in my lifetime? He probably couldn't see it, just like I couldn't see it. And I still don't see it. Like when I'm training coaches, every single person that comes into my community, I 100% believe in them. Like I hear their vision. I feel like they're expressing to me what it would, like what they want to do, what they want to put out the world. And I'm like excited. And I'm like, let's go do it. And then we fall into this vibrational limit. Like it sounds like a great idea, but I don't think it'll work for me. And just so you know, I am that person. There is a part of me that is having so much fun with believing. If you could see the walls, you could see all the things I've put on the walls, like my ideas and the businesses that we're going to impact and the people who are going to come along and just like the employees that we're going to affect. It's like so fun and juicy. And then I just have to sit in my own vibrational standing because it's mine. It's coming from me. It's coming from me nurturing it, me envisioning it, me taking actions towards it. And I continue to do interviews and I continue to bring people in and I continue to have the conversation. And I'm just like planting seeds. This is how I see it. Choose, commit, cultivate as if it were. I'm cultivating the land. I'm cultivating my body. I'm cultivating the community. I just like dug into the dirt, checking the soil, and I'm just planting these seeds and we're going to see what comes up. And I won't get attached to it. That's the best part, because now I can see what I was doing. And by listening to this, by reading this, you are perceptual beings with a different vantage point. It does not matter how much information is given. Doesn't matter how many videos I do. Doesn't matter how many podcasts I do. Doesn't matter how many different ways I share what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, what I'm believing. Does not matter, because the other person can't see beyond their own vibrational limits of where they are currently standing. Currently doesn't mean they'll be standing there forever. And like, this is tough for leaders, just so you guys know. And if anyone who's listening to this is a leader, then like, that's another thing that I was looking at is like a leader is like, who are you in alignment with? So who's leading you? Who am I leading? Who's leading us? What do we follow? What are we in alignment with? What are we doing? And who's doing what we're doing? And who are we doing as? Like that, it's like, where is the, oh, there so many words are coming to my mind because I'm fascinated with thinking outside the box and like finding this capacity to hold my own belief within my own body. So even as I'm recording this, I feel it coming up and coming out. And it's like, I just want like the message to reach the right people. I want it to go out there. And I realize that we have to be in high momentum for it to get to the back of the room. Like if you were speaking in front of 20 people, 200 people, or 2,000 people, you would show up differently because you're energetically casting to the 2,000 compared to the 20 or the 2. And so I can feel this come up in me. I can feel the excitement, the anticipation. It feels very real. And if you want to know who you're going to be in the future, it's what you're saying today, right? So it feels real. It's what I'm saying today. It's what I'm creating in the future. And it's who I am now. That's my vibrational limit. That's my vibrational standing or set point or individual belief. That's what it is for me. The problem is when I try to give it to you, or to someone who's not hearing it. I try to make them responsible for what is inside of me because I don't have the capacity to hold it within my own being. That makes sense? It's like the wounded healer that has the pain and the trauma, and they need to go out to heal other people so that they feel better. So they attract, they magnetize what is like. And so I'm doing the work right now on this. Like even as I'm recording this, I see this. I recognize this within myself. I want more. I want to experience more. I want to see. I want to push the edges. I want to know what else is there. I'm curious. I wonder what I haven't experienced yet. So many people think it's about money. Like at the end of the day, it goes, oh, we're just going to stash all this money. It's not. It's just that money is the language of the material world. So it is access to. And when I do Belief Boot Camp and talk about money, or Belief Boot Camp and talk about vision or businesses or what can be created and the people that I can attract and that I can bring in, I can't expect this to land on everyone. And I do. And that is my bad. That's my assuming. That's my taking it personally. And I could probably do better. And so my responsibility is what to do with this vibrational belief, what to do with my individual visions. What do I do within my own being to hold it, to be with it? Like I remember there was a time where I had to be with the scared part of me. I had to be with the doubting part of me. I had to be with the judging part of me. And now I have to be with this believing part of me. This hopeful, this like inspiration and motivation. I have to learn how to hold that in my own being, in my body. And it doesn't feel comfortable. I'm so used to giving it away. I learn something and I give it to someone. I learn and I give. And so it's the containing it and then becoming it. And then it's no longer done through words. It's no longer about speaking. It's just about being in the essence of the belief because it's who I am. It's who you are. We're not going to try to get something or be something. It's the ability to receive our own greatness, our own brilliance, our own knowing, and our own connectivity to source. It's limitless. But it's so uncomfortable that we don't bring it inside of ourselves. We don't integrate it into who we are. We don't embody it. We give it. We try to give it. So I'm just curious, how many of you have the habit of convincing, trying to give it to someone else? The world needs this, man. We got to go do this for those people. We got to save those people. We got to fix those people. Because that's a calling from within yourself. And once you have the ability to contain, to hold, to own, all of that will come. This was so hard for me to learn around money. And it's kind of like really healing scarcity and money stories. It's one of the stupidest things ever. So here you are, you're afraid you're not going to have enough money, or you don't have enough money, and you want something, and then you got to pay to get it, but you don't have the money. Like, don't you think that's a little twisted? I never really understood like the healing of scarcity, but it truly is, because it's you making the statement with your money that you believe in yourself. And so when you invest in yourself, when you invest in learning the skill set or the strategy or whatever you're investing in order, like for me, it was healing the money beliefs. It was healing the limitations. It was healing like every story that I had around money. I paid money to heal that. It's insane, right? Like, doesn't make sense, but it's exactly how it works, because that is taking the step. It's being in the action. It's being in the belief. It's the vibrational standing. I'm going to get this. I know I'm going to get this. I'm going to invest in this. I'm worth this. I'm going to contain this. I'm going to become this. And those stories all went away. They're obviously not true. Like, I don't ever think those things anymore at all. They're not even in my universe anymore. And it's because I have become the belief. I'm no longer telling a story with my mind. I'm no longer trying to prove, right? I'm in the actual embodiment of being it. That's why belief is so important. Because it's everything. What you believe, you will eventually say. What you say will eventually become. So if you want to predict your future, put a recorder on and just listen to yourself all day long. Listen to the things you say. Listen to the limitations you talk about. Listen to the lack of belief. Listen to your fears. You're saying it. It's coming out of your mouth. You're projecting it. You're calling it forward. And so when I say I see the vision and I see partners and I see people who want to go out and create change and stir up stuff, like, let's go out the box. Let's go to these businesses. Let's raise up the employees. Let's bring in the culture. Let's raise the belief lid of the entire company. And that will bleed into society. It'll bleed into the households. As these employees raise up, it will drip down in the generations to come. And that is how we create impact. First, raising the belief lid of the owner, and then raising the belief lid of the employees. The company will rise, profits will rise, productivity will rise, customer satisfaction will rise, and then the belief will drip down and it will affect and impact generations to come. So think about yourself and the environment that you grew up in. What was your upbringing? What was your belief around money? Did you bring that belief into your future? Are you still living that truth today? Because that's how you'll know that those limiting beliefs came with you, because you didn't challenge them. You believed them. You didn't challenge. You didn't shake it up. You didn't get uncomfortable. You didn't go against it. You didn't like push the edge. You just took it as truth. We should never take anything as truth. Why would we? Even if it's true for them, it doesn't have to be true for us. Why would we take someone else's experience and understanding of their own limitations in their own vibrational limits and their own current standing with those individual beliefs? Why would we take that as truth? Why would we adopt that? Because we can't. I just like, listen to the quote. You cannot see beyond the vibrational limits of where you are standing. You cannot live or see or experience outside of your own individual beliefs. So every individual has to face this. Every human has to face this. And the thing about belief, it will become reality because of the way you feel when you're in the belief. So when I'm talking about the future, when I'm talking about what we're creating, and I'm talking about the partners who are going to come forth, and I'm talking about the impact that we're going to make, that is my reality in that moment. It's my reality in the moment. It is real. It is true. It already is right now. I can feel it. I am it. Now I feel like I'm trying to convince you, but this is kind of a big deal. So following Belief Boot Camp, which every time we do a training or a boot camp or everything changes, everything. And so it's like, I can't express enough how much this blew my mind, but I would love to hear if I am the only one in this experience, or are you getting something from that too? Like, where is your vibrational set point? Where is your individual belief and current standing? Where is it for you? How are you receiving this? Like, I'd like to hear back in your own words what it means to you, because I perceive that it means the same thing that it does to me, which is like limitless. And that's probably not true. So I don't want to make assumptions. I want to hear from you. So we just finished Belief Boot Camp, and we had the doors for Self-Healing Masters open. They are currently closed. But just so you know, if you missed it, you'll have the opportunity to do that again the next time we do a challenge. So make sure you're on the email list. Make sure you sign up, and you know when that's going to happen again. It depends on what the challenges are, but just so you know, there's always a good, like a nice little treat with it. So anyone who signed up for Self-Healing Masters during Belief Boot Camp got $1,000 worth of belief sessions with me. Very small group, very intimate. We're going to break through all the beliefs. Every person who's in that room will have the opportunity. So I like to keep it small. I like to make it juicy. And the value of the belief sessions is valued at more than the entire year that they got for Self-Healing Masters. So they signed up for the year and they got this belief series, small group working with me prior to coming into the membership. So keep your eyes and ears open. We've got great deals and opportunities to get in where, you know, I've got to maneuver my work a little bit different. So I try to create these really intimate opportunities, because my vision is to help change or elevate the beliefs for humanity. It's for all of us. When it changes in you, it changes for your children. It changes with your environment, with your partners, with your workplace, with your bank account. Everything changes, your body. And I just, you know, that's why this is called More Than Mindset. I don't think it's that much around thoughts, guys. Your beliefs trump everything, because that's what you're vibing at. That's what you're feeling. That's what you're like energetically. That is what you're drawing towards you. It's what you're magnetizing. Thoughts, they're just words. It's like farts coming out of your head. They're gone. They do nothing unless you pull them down and attach them to a feeling, and then it becomes a belief. So anywho, all right. If this made sense, if it was impactful, let me know. Share it on social media. We really are trying to grow the podcast, grow the YouTube channel and our social media. If it impacted you, share it with someone else. Please give us a rating and review. That's what I got for you this week. I appreciate you sharing. I cannot do this alone. I don't want to do this alone. I want to share what feels so good, and I want to show you when it doesn't feel good, what to do about it, because it doesn't feel good when I'm in disbelief. It doesn't feel good when I don't have people who want to come out and play. All right. Have an amazing week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.